We like to be around positive people. It's natural for us to feel happy towards them. It's natural for us to feel like we want to be around them. And I want to share with you some insights that Rabbi Zelig Pliskin shares with us in his book on encouragement, on keys to a wonderful life. He actually uses the letters in wonderful as an acronym to tell us some insights on how to live a truly meaningful, wonderful life. So W stands for to be wise. To be wise in our choices, our thoughts, and our actions. A wise person learns from everyone. Everyone meaning people who they admire and people who are perhaps not doing things that are positive and learning on how to be positive. For example, if you see a person who is being impatient, so you can say to yourself, the situation will help me upgrade my patience. This is what impatience teaches me, so I will upgrade my patience. When you're being rushed, you're choosing to upgrade your serenity. Or when you're waiting for someone, I'm upgrading my serenity. I'm being more patient. So you can learn from people who are an example and perhaps situations where you actually learn how to turn the situation around and stay positive. Seeing a wise person sees the outcome of his potential words and actions. A wise person is committed to speak, act in ways that enhance their lives and the lives of others. Okay, O. O is to be optimistic. Thinking positively creates a happier life. N. N is to live in the now, meaning to live in the moment, to live in the present. A person who lives in the now chooses a joyful life, elevated thoughts, words, and actions. Now, this person, just giving my own personal thoughts here, this person doesn't get stuck in the past failures and mistakes. The person knows that the past is gone, the future wasn't created yet, and the only thing that exists is living in the present moment. One can argue and say, well, being positive and constantly talking positive and is really not the real way to live. I mean, look at the world has so many problems. How is it that you could just live positive and think positive thoughts when there's so many worries, so much out there to worry about, so many problems? Now, the person who thinks this way has a point, and at the same time, they themselves are constantly worried, meaning their brain and their mind and their thoughts are engaged in negative, worrisome thoughts. So they themselves are living in an illusionary world where they themselves are creating negative thoughts. And the thoughts that we dwell on actually create reality. So perhaps if you create negative thoughts by thinking negative things and worrying, you're creating a reality that wasn't meant to be there, wasn't meant to be created. So let's be careful to focus on the now, living in the present. D, decide to be the best you that you can be. Now, you have to decide to be more encouraging, joyful, kind, and compassionate. You have to decide to have a more positive impact, not only on yourself, but on the people you interact with. My own personal thoughts are you have to decide not to be like anybody else. We live in a world where we know perhaps what's going on in everybody's homes, or we think we know. And I mean, we have the media, and we're also around many other people. So it's really easy to think that we know what's going on in other people's lives. So to decide to be the best that you can be. Not like my mother-in-law, not like my mother, my friend, my sister, or my sister-in-law. The best that I can be. Now, life isn't meant to be a competition. And life isn't a competition. It shouldn't be a competition. I have to decide to be the best that I can be. There's nobody else who can be the me I can be. And everybody is given tools to be the best a person that they can be. So let's focus on ourselves. E, enthusiastic empowerment. Enthusiastic empowerment is a positive attitude that can achieve meaningful goals. In other words, my own thoughts are we can achieve by being more calm, composed, collected, and positive. When we are negative and have a lot of anxiety to deal with, it depletes our energy and power to make things happen in a worthwhile way. It basically takes away our energy, and we're just not as enthusiastic to get things done and achieve meaningful goals. 4 is for transformational 4. Now, there are 4 things that Rabbi Zelig Pliskin offers us in order to live quality lives. The first is self-talk, the way we talk to ourselves. Think to yourself, how do you talk to yourself when you're rushing, when you have anxiety, when you're worrying, or when you're excited about something, when you're looking forward to something happening, something positive in your life. Self-talk creates the quality in my life. The second one is self-image. The way I look at myself will impact on the way I live my life. If I see myself and I look at myself as a positive person, as a person that, okay, makes mistakes, life goes on, and I start fresh, then that will create this positive energy, and I will feel that towards others. I won't be as hard as on others like I am on myself. In other words, if I'm not hard on myself, I won't be hard on others. 3, our habits. Our habits creates our personalities, our traits, our character traits. So if I choose to adopt healthier habits, not only in a physical sense, but in a mental sense, in a way when I actually speak in a positive way, I will continue to speak in a positive way, and those will be my new habits that I have chosen to adopt. And number 4 are emotional states. When a situation happens, for example, let's say you have a situation in a supermarket and you're with a child, yours or somebody else's, doesn't matter, and that person is just really being difficult. That child is being difficult, wanting too many candies, wanting too many treats. When you're right at the counter, when you're rushing and you told them no, and you don't want to embarrass yourself around all these people, so you calmly and patiently repeat many, many times to the child. Now, this situation you could take as a positive emotional state because it was a patient state. You activated your patience muscles. So that's an example of emotional states. You keep improving, keep upgrading yourselves, upgrading your thoughts, upgrading your self-image and your states. Keep on improving, keep on thinking yourself as becoming better and better. Seek to improve. Don't seek to be perfect. We weren't created to be perfect in the first place. So don't beat yourself up over your mistakes. Pick yourself up, and only the now is actually important, is actually happening. L is love. Love for Hashem and love for his people. Love people just the way they are. Forgive them for their mistakes and encourage them to be the best they that they can be. This is a manifestation for a love of our Creator and his children. I hope these thoughts were helpful. May we live in an elevated way, living wonderful lives and having a positive impact on others as we encourage them to be the best they that they can be. And as we continue to be positive and encouraging towards them, have a wonderful life and day. Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming.